Hello, and welcome back to SpaceChem, settling into the routine. Let's see what this production assignment's going to have. New story and new training. Okay. The planet was a wretched wasteland, but I was so absorbed in the work that I hardly noticed. SpaceChem's reactor technology took what I had learned at university and transformed the principles of science to create new chemicals and compounds. I was enraptured by the process, which effectively amounted to alchemy. Joel had sent me a message requesting my presence in his office. I begrudgingly left my station and headed over to the east wing. When I entered, he was hunched over the terminal under the large window along the rear wall. "What can I do for you?" he asked over his shoulder as he typed. "You asked me to come up." "Right. Well, I see you're done with the research I gave you, so it's time to do some real design work. I must warn you, though, not all of the reactors are fully functioning." Danopth was not a planet with violent weather or extreme temperatures, so I found the prevalence of malfunctioning equipment unusual. Joel felt the same way. Sometimes when he came down to the lab, he spoke to Marianne, who could no better explain the problems, and cursed the equipment. "Marianne will take you where you need to go," he nodded to the corner. My eyes widened as I realized that she had been in the room the entire time. She brushed past me without a glance, and I followed her into the hallway, keeping several paces behind. "We've been having a lot of problems. Despite this, we still need to get things done. I hope you understand that," she said. We stopped in front of a glass door, where Marianne swiped a card. The door glided open. "You'll be working here in the control room. Joel has a similar system outfitted in his office." The chamber was larger than Joel's office and contained several control stations in front of a window that opened to an expanse of the landscape. Marianne settled in a chair, at the console closest to the window. "Which station should I use?" I asked. "That one over there." She pointed to the workstation closest to the door, and farthest from her. I sat down at the terminal next to hers, booted the system, and pretended not to notice her huff of annoyance. Alright, and new training, saving reactor designs. Okay, so if you wanted to copy-paste a reactor, I guess. Copy reactors within a production assignment by holding the control key and dragging the reactor. Save the reactor designs to reuse it on other assignments. Hold control and drag the reactor? That's... Oh, I mean, I guess literally pick it up and move it somewhere else, and you'd have to. Okay, I guess that's why. That doesn't seem like the picture matches with what they're saying there, but okay. The save a reactor design. Choose Save to Toolbox. See, this is from the reactor's right-click menu. Then enter a name for the design. After design is saved, you may use it in any pipeline that allows that reactor type by dragging it from the saved reactor design. To delete a design, click the red X button. Okay, so you can even save reactors between missions and assignments. Okay, we've got methane. What do you have to say about methane? That's over here. The oceans of Danop, there are actually numerous lake-sized pools of liquid methane. Okay. We've got hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, and a ubiquitous ingredient in chemical manufacturing. And ethane, a highly flammable gas, most commonly found in fossil fuel deposits. Alright, so we need both of these. What do we have here? We have a 1:4 ratio. That's CH4. And C2H6H2. So that is C2H8 overall. So this doesn't look like it's too bad. It's not like we have any extra molecules we have to deal with or anything like that. Any stray atoms. Which, I mean, we wouldn't have anywhere to put them, so that would just get really awkward. I guess I'd shunt them into a pipe somewhere. And have a system that would ultimately fail, but not before we get to 40. Alright, so we have assembly reactor and disassembly reactor. Contains bonders that can only add bonds. Only has one output. Okay, so this is what they're talking about malfunctioning equipment. Bonders can only remove bonds, only has one output. So I think we... Oh, that was loud. Well, I think we want to start with disassembly. Wait, only has one though. It says only has one input. Only has one input but two outputs. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. So we're going to want to split this into two. In fact, we don't have a choice here, do we? With how this, with how this is going to work. Okay, well this is awkward suddenly. think that's about what we have to do here. I don't think we get any choice as far as the reactors go. Unless we wanted to do something silly like outputting hydrogen, and then what would we have here? Like if we inputted 2 methane molecules into this and split off the hydrogen, the double hydrogen molecule directly. I mean, I guess we could theoretically do this entire thing in a single reactor. Let's not do that. That sounds complicated. Let's just go with the easy solution. Alright. So the easy solution is right, I didn't put labels on it, but it's fine. I know which one goes where. No, I feel like that's a bad habit to get into. Let's add note to upper output. We're gonna go hydrogen, okay. And add note to lower output. There's gonna be carbon and then all of the hydrogen. There we go. Wait. No, this is the one reactor solution. This is not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is... Oh no, I can't do this with one because I can't both bond and debond in the same reactor. Right, okay, so I'm forced to use 2. The reactor, whoops. Edit upper note. Edit lower note. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Well. And let's just output it where I put it in the diagram. So this should... put that nicely. I'll just put that over there so that we can put a sink in the middle of this for the input. And then this one, yeah, it's going to take a lot longer. Because here we're going to want to do... Well, I mean, we're going to have to come all the way from here anyway. We're grabbing it from there. Yeah. Then it's going to look like this. Grab. Drop. Output. That work? Yep, that'll do. Alright. And then assembly. Let's just do something silly where we put both of the molecules here doing some big, needlessly convoluted cross pattern, and then we have the... whoops. And then we have the blue one just dealing with output and bonding. Don't even have to, actually. We can do this entirely on red. Which will be inefficient, but that's fine. We want that then. Grab input, input. What was that menu? Reactor grid, okay. Swap Waldo colors, mirror vertically, reset. Huh. Okay. Drop, drop. So drop 1, drop 2, and then we're gonna bond and output. Alright. And that should be good for this reactor. It's gonna take forever for the atoms to first get here. But once they do, it's fine. Alright, and then this one, I mean, it's basically going to be the same. So you know what? You said we can copy, right? Yeah, okay. So in this case, though, what's going to be different is we're grabbing this. Well, for one thing, we can't go into the side of the reactor, so this isn't quite going to work the same way. So actually, the second part is fine, but this first part, well, we would just do something like this, right? Reverse this part of it. So we're gonna go up, input, grab, rotate twice, copying the reactor was not helpful. Turns out. Drop. Yeah, popping the reactor is kind of a mess. Okay. So from here, grab it, rotate twice, drop here. Oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. Okay, is there a way to adjust that? Yes, this is going to be silly, but I think that works. Let's test this. Maybe it doesn't make sense what I was doing there. Rather than explain it, why don't we just play this out and see what happens. So we're gonna drop, grab, drop. There we go. So the fact this has to be both a grab and a drop for this solution. I didn't consider that. Okay, you know what? I think we're actually just going to delete this whole reactor because trying to reset. Trying to copy the design from the previous reactor was really not working because of the boundaries, the boundary issues that we're having. So instead of doing that, let's just start from a more sensible position. Start from a more sensible position, and we're going to grab this, rotate twice. This is where we want to drop it then? We've grabbed that point. Yes. Again, we don't have to be at the very top. I could be doing this lower, but... obviously we need an input. You know what, let's just use the same grab. Avoid getting things too confusing. No, because that means we have to drop it here. Oh, that's fine. We can have it be a grab that just does nothing. Oh, but that would mean we have to drop it there. Okay. Like that. The spatial aspects of this is making this a little bit confusing. I think this works. We got the first one rotating into position. Alright, that's a working solution. We're watching it from the top. Horrendously inefficient. I mean, it's just going to be a lot of waiting. I think that's just the nature of these production assignments, because you're going to have the pipe distance and all of that. Yeah. In fact, they're both waiting all the time, so... because I have the blue loop here, this is my limiting factor, this blue loop being so big. Because it's stockpiling up here in this pipe, but then there's never any excess here. Okay. Well, we got it to work in the end. That took a little bit longer. Yeah, forced to use 3 reactors. Because they're broken reactors, we couldn't do everything in a single reactor, even though theoretically we could have if we'd had the regular reactor. Nothing works. Oh no. Find out about that next time. I will see you then.